of the series. Yates made a bad start, his escort immediately in trouble. Life was very difficult indeed for all the drivers. It was dark, it was wet, and it was slippery. Peter Clark led as they came into Stowe for the first time, where it all went wrong for Cox behind him. He locked up, kissed the tyre barrier, and thanks to four-wheel drive was able to rejoin, but down in 16th place. A handful of Australian expletives were used at the end of the lap, and Cox had to battle his way up through the field. Clark led from Woodcock and Yates, with Andy Biddlehurst in 4th place, and in 5th now Del Delaron, the Wilhar winner, out in a sprint race for the first time. Mike Jordan was 2nd in Class B, just ahead of Jeff Kimber-Smith. Class B as ever being led by Colin Wells, who'd sewn that element of the championship up by now. Into the pits came David Yates. Not a good day for the high mark driver. He was able, though, to rejoin later in the race. But up front, Peter Clark had a seemingly unassailable lead. Further back, there was a tremendous battle between Graham Coombs and Michael Woodcock. Coombs slithering his way through on the inside at Stowe in a neat manoeuvre. They continued to battle, but all the time, Coombs was able to draw ever so slightly closer to Peter Clark. Further back, John Kettleborough, as ever, was leading Class C, having been really the only man to support it all season long. Class D was as close as ever, with Harrison, Warburton and Dan Liddell, the three teammates, battling. Class B was going the way of Colin Wells, and Class C, in the championship, would be won by Peter Morse. Stephen Warburton here was doing well in the race, but was only on target for 2nd place in the championship overall. At the front, though, the race had suddenly come alive. Coombs had shaken off the advances of Woodcock and was now up into the lead. Peter Clark, though, was right with him, and as Coombs ran wide at Copse, Clark came back through to take his lead over once again. It seemed to sum up Graham Coombs' season. Quick, but misfortune getting in the way. David O'Dell, with the total quartz Astra, was out of the race, and further back the Hondas came through. The championship going the way of Simon Harrison. That made it 2 in a row for Team Castrol Honda. Last year, James Thompson had won. He's moved on to touring cars. Will Simon Harrison be able to do the same? And so, with the championship resolved, it was on to Brands Hatch for the final sprint race of the season. The overall positions now to be decided. David Yates had led early on, but then slipped back through the field. Charlie Cox was in trouble once again, and it looks as though Graham Coombs will be able to take a trouble-free win. He was, the Goodlift car coming home first, with the Thames Ford and Highmark escort behind. Simon Harrison won the 1994 National Saloon Car Cup with Stephen Warburton and Dan Liddell 2nd and 3rd. Charlie Cox was 4th and won Class A, Peter Morse 5th, winning Class C, and Colin Wells, the Class B winner, 6th overall.